Nvidia has all the attention, has all the eyes, has all the focus. Investors are saying to themselves, what is this company going to do? I'm nervous. I am nervous as an investor. I am scared on this play. And the number one reason on why I'm scared on it is I don't know if it's going to live up to its expectations. We take a look on how crazy this company has been. My favorite thing to do, guys, is go back over to a monthly time frame. Look how crazy this company has been. Over on a monthly time frame, it looks like a low float penny stock. Now, I don't know, I don't care who you are. When you take a look at Nvidia and you see that this chart is from a blue chip company, it definitely has concerns. And its concerns are we in a bubble? We have concerns on, is this credible? We have concerns on how long can this last? When I see this chart, I think to myself, there has to be a pullback at some point. There has to be a good pullback back down to sub $100 to just build some sort of foundation. And this is what a lot of investors and a lot of hedge funds are nervous about buying Nvidia up at 126, 127, because they're saying to themselves, is there going to be a pullback? Is there going to be a crash? I will be the first one to say right now that I think Nvidia, actually I know it's an amazing company. It is. You probably didn't think I was going to say that. You probably thought I was going to say, oh, it's going to come back on down, it's going to crash, it's going to dump. Nvidia is an absolutely incredible company. When you have partnerships with Meta, and you have partnerships with Tesla, and you have partnerships with Microsoft, and you have partnerships with Google. I mean, when you have partnerships with all these blue chip, magnificent 7 S&P 500 companies, you are going to absolutely thrive. But at the same time, you must realize that analysts and traders' expectations will most likely not be reached just because of how good and how great the company has done in its past. We need to think about, different examples of this. Yesterday, I gave an example talking about like a magician. If you saw a magic act and the magic act was incredible, it was the best magic act you ever seen here before. Just use your imagination. And then you went to go see him again. And even though he was good, maybe it wasn't as good as how incredible he was the first time. Maybe the first time he blew your mind. And the second time it was really good, but I thought it was going to be blowing my mind once again. That's kind of how like Nvidia is, where Nvidia has this insane magic act, where Nvidia has just had quarter after quarter after quarter of 100% gain, 100% gain, 100%, triple digits of return quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter. And now we're going to be getting an earnings report coming on up. Is it going to be able to survive? Is it going to be able to last? We take a look over on Nvidia right here, and what stands on out, it says Nvidia stock has turned increasingly volatile as investors look for any sign that the large cloud providers are showing a change in appetite for the artificial intelligence processors. Wall Street will be focused on the year-over-year comparison to get more difficult. The chip maker has been the primary beneficiary of the AI boom. So really, what's the toughest thing here, team, is that every single quarter, it is outperforming analyst expectations by more than they could ever imagine. So that's what's set in our mind now. They didn't do it once. They didn't do it twice. They didn't do it 3 times. They have done it 4 times now, where they have exceeded expectations in mind-blowing proportions. So tomorrow, if the expectations are set and they are not mind-blown past it, we could still see a pullback. If expectations are, hey, we expect to see a 100% return, we expect to have 100% revenue, and maybe again it's only 50%. That's still an incredible press release, but I still think the stock's gonna fall. And the stock's gonna fall because it's not mind-blowing. Even if though it's great, it's not mind-blowing. And that's what Nvidia has set for itself. Nvidia has set the stage over the past 1 year, over the past 18 months, that it is mind-blowing on earnings, it's mind-blowing on news, it's mind-blowing on partnerships, and that's a very tough standard to keep up. That's a very tough standard to say everything we do is going to blow your mind. Because the moment they have something good and not incredible is the moment that the stock falls. And they've had an incredible rally, but it really comes on down to tomorrow, can they keep it on up? Now, I already showed you this information, which is a little bit scary, which does make us a little bit nervous. We go over towards the insider page here and we type in Nvidia, and we can see that there are Form 4 filings. Form 4 filings are going to be changes in ownership. So we had changes in ownership on Monday, August 12th, changes in ownership on Thursday, August 8th. Here is July 31st, July 29th, July 25th. Now, what are these changes in ownership? Well, we can open the full article right here, and we could see that this is the CEO and president. Jen Huang saying, hey, right here, team, our president and CEO, he is either doing what? Acquiring shares or disposing shares. Disposing. Why is the CEO getting rid of so many shares? Okay, well, maybe that's just one. So let's look at the next one. Wait a minute, this is weird. It's the president and CEO again, disposing all of these shares. Okay, well, maybe we're wrong here. Maybe again, maybe that's a fluke. Well, here he is again, and he's disposing more of these shares. Why is he selling 23,000 shares, 34,000 shares, 22,000 shares over the last quarter? Does he know something that we don't as the public? Well, probably he does. He's the CEO. He's the president of Nvidia. Why is this man over the last 2 months selling ridiculous amount of shares? Why is this man, we keep on going back to early July, and this man is still disposing shares. We're talking about 44,000, 55,000 shares, locking in incredible amounts of money. We're going on Tuesday, 723, 19, 18, 17, 15. Is this still him? Is this still him just selling all these shares? President and CEO, more shares he's disposing. What about here? Can we get to someone else maybe? We have at this time, Mark Stevens. And guess what? He's disposing shares. Can we find anyone who's acquiring shares? Is there any man here that's, maybe acquiring shares at this time? We have AJ Peru. He's disposing. So it's not a good sign when I take a look over on Nvidia and I don't see anyone acquiring shares. It's not a good sign when I don't see anyone buying any shares whatsoever. That's a little nerve-wracking to me. That's making me say, okay, hey, maybe this isn't going to be as good as we thought, or maybe that this is not going to be exceeding expectations. There's only, again, basically two ways that we can think about what's actually going to happen on an earnings report. Chart pattern, chart history, thinking about the past of earnings and getting an idea of what we could be able to see, and looking at insider information. To be able to say, hey, you know what? We have this insider information here. We can see what the earnings have done in the past, and we can think about how our traders going to perceive this. And taking a look over on these plays, it does make me nervous at this time. So Nvidia will be coming out with its earnings report tomorrow. If it's anything less than mind-blowing, it's going to be going on down. And where is it going to go on down towards? Probably down towards around 110, if it's bad. If it's good, I think we see new record highs. Because at the same time, if it's good, there's so many people who think it's going to be negative that this thing could absolutely continue to spike its way on up. Let's continue to keep our eyes peeled on it, and good luck to everyone tomorrow getting ready for Nvidia earnings.